Hello everybody, this is CholeraSC breaking my no weekday cast rule to bring you Luxury versus Sea.Ruby in the final game of the MBC Hero versus OGN Sparky's Rival Battle Break. And basically this is a two-day tournament. The first day occurs in the OGN studios, the second day occurs in the MBC studios, and it's only open, obviously, to Sparky's, OGN Sparky's, and MBC Hero, and they play a best-of-7 match to see basically which gaming channel has a better team, supposedly. But anyway, this is the final game of the second day played at MBC. I won't give you the results of the first day, but I will say, though, that in general, OGN is a big favorite in this matchup, and it's quite impressive that MBC has managed to force a 7th game here, which this is. This is the 7th and final game, and it's going to be between two very strong players on both teams. In fact, I think Luxury and Ruby might be some of the strongest players. I'd say the strongest player from either team, actually, in this matchup at least, because Luxury obviously is a very, very strong Zerg player. He's 58% against Terran. He's beaten players like Flash in the past, in the recent past. And Ruby, on the other hand, while perhaps not the most famous MBC Hero player, is the best against Zerg. He's a whopping 75%, 12-4 against Zerg. So I think he is definitely MBC's Hero's best chance to beat the ace in the hole for OGN, which is Luxury. He's even better than C-Shield is. And Ruby is on a map that is going to favor him a little bit. This is Othello, and it's actually not just favoring him a little bit. In the Zerg versus Terran matchup, it's 63% for Terran, and looks like, interesting enough, we're seeing some pink lights flashing on Luxury. I'm not sure if that's just a lens of the camera or actually pink neon lights actually being flashed on him, because this being the battle break, basically, at each studio, the rival team will get a little bit of harassment outside of the game. Either, sometimes they'll have, pretty cheerleaders distracting them, or sumo wrestlers, or this time perhaps a pink light flashing at them. Obviously within reason, of course. Anyway, on Othello, Terran is almost a 2-to-1 favorite statistically against Zerg. And so this is going to be interesting to see how Luxury fights it out against a very strong anti-Zerg player in Sea.Ruby. I haven't watched too many of Ruby's games. I don't think I've casted any of his games, but I'm very interested to see what happens. And it looks like Luxury started off with a 12 hatchery. Ruby checking the center of the map, interesting enough. Maybe he's going to try to go diagonal cross positions, but it looks like he's just actually going to scout. Actually, I think that was just a normal SCV passing, actually. He is going to scout first onto Luxury's base, and Luxury's going to know most likely he's at the 5 o'clock location. He's going to see the 12 hatchery, and he's probably going to go for a 1-base fast expand. I think on Othello, Terran is quite favored if they decide to do that. And interesting enough, Luxury's going to go for the early gas here, so this is definitely leading me to think he's going to be going for a fast tech build here, and we're seeing that Ruby is placing down his command center after barracks, so this is going to be a rush versus fast expand here, rush coming from Luxury, of course, versus the fast command center from Ruby. Unfortunately for Luxury, Ruby has spotted this, and he's going to know this is coming, so we'll see what Luxury decides to do, if he decides to continue with the rush or build a 3rd hatchery and try to gain an economic advantage by expanding once again. I think either option is viable at this point, although I like rushes personally. I always say, I love lurker rushes, and I think it's possibly because I've watched so many of NC Yellow's games. Oh man, and he's morphing the lair, but the problem for Luxury is that Ruby sees all of this, and Luxury still hasn't even built the requisite 4 Zerglings it would take to kill off that SCV, and this is really just showing Ruby exactly all he needs to see. Ruby's gonna be, I think he's gonna have to prepare himself, but I think he will be well prepared in terms of perhaps throwing up a bunker, throwing up turrets to deal with whatever comes out. And this is also delaying Luxury if Luxury is going to plan to put Hydra's Den, because the appropriate time for him to place down that den will be just about right now if he is going lurkers. Of course, he could be just going Mutalisks, which is a standard build here for a 2 hatchery layer, of course, but we're going to see now. This will be the moment for him to put down that Hydra's Den if he was going for a lurker rush. NC Yellow, of course, the old school Yellow, was very well known for going for his lurker Lings play, which was very, very good. And here we are seeing the Hydra's Den go up, so this is going to be a very exciting matchup. This is going to be the Cholera build here. Yes, sir, Luxury once again has been watching my commentaries, and this is the thing. I mean, I love it when pro gamers watch CholeraSC's commentaries on YouTube, because they just learn so much. This is my build, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just learning from the greats, and I'm teaching it to players like Luxury. This is CholeraSC's 12 hatchery into fast lurkers. I'm not even kidding. This is what I do 95% of the time time when I get to play against Terran, this is absolutely great that they're learning from me, and we'll see if it succeeds. I think it will succeed because you know, Cholera is just such a great Zerg versus Terran player. I think I'm like 78% in the pro leagues already. Unfortunately, though, oh no, Ruby has sent a second SCV out. Brilliant for Ruby, and unfortunate for Luxury that he didn't have any Zerglings out. And I think this is going to be very, very bad for Luxury very soon because he has been spotted, and Ruby's going to have the turrets in front of his base very soon, and that is going to stop this Lurker Rush from working. Of course, when Cholera pulls the Cholera build, I always leave lots of Zerglings in front of my base, lots of Speedlings to prevent them from scouting, but you know, not everyone can be good as Cholera is. But anyway, so we're seeing the Academy is already up. The one problem for Ruby is that his macro in terms of the number of Marines he'll have is going to be curtailed severely because he only has 2 barracks. He's being forced to build a bunker and probably a couple of turrets in the front. But this won't really matter because Luxury does not have that 3rd hatchery up.
So with only 2 hatcheries, he's going to have a weaker economy than he otherwise should have at this point in this game. Here comes the first Hydrus and the first Lurker. Good timing there by Luxury, of course, being a pro player and being such a good Zerg. His timing is perfect, and we'll see how well he's able to do with these Lurkers. It's imperative that he does more damage, though. And wow, nice Zergling micro there, managing to get those Zerglings in and out without taking any losses. That's some nice micro there. But anyway, so I think the advantage is going to be in Ruby's hands, though, should he be able to hold off this early attack, and I think he will be. He's also putting some turrets in case there is some kind of drop coming out for Luxury. And now we are seeing the first Lurkers moving south here. Lurker Ling here, this is old school yellow style, and looks like Ruby's actually got his Medic Marines in a bit of a forward position that could be very bad for them. But I'm sure Ruby's APM is high enough to run them back, or I hope so for him. Here comes the Lurkers, 3 Lurkers coming down here, and they're burrowing just out of range there, and Ruby has spotted it, so he's going to move his group here to the left. That's only about 10 medics, 10 Marines and 2 medics and a fire bat, I think, so 1 control group. And here comes a possible slow drop here from Luxury. He's bringing an Overlord there in position. Could he be upgrading? He has upgraded slow drop here. Absolutely incredible here. He upgraded drop, and I think that was really, really smart by Luxury. He could make a big difference here in this game. Here comes the scan, though. Ruby's microing is, oh man, nice Marine micro here from Ruby. Microing his Marines so well, and he's going to probably pick off these Lurkers. No, another scan coming out. Yeah. Is he going to pick off? Oh, no, he doesn't pick them out. Oh, my God, Luxury. Oh, man, that was so close.